Hello, hello, a very good evening and warm welcome everyone to John's Veranda on a Friday evening, coming to you live from our veranda here in Sälen, Sweden. And yes, we've moved over to the night tonight because we've got a very busy day tomorrow, and so we decided to come on and speak to everybody here on a Friday night. So how are you all doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is John. Hello Gary, by the way, excellent on the artwork, by the way, thank you very much for that, it was incredible. So, we have Iowa, we have Maria is here, how are you doing? Good evening, hola! Yeah, so I decided to start off here. Sofie's not quite with me at the moment yet, and the idea of this evening is we're going to try and play as much of our own material as possible. Well, so what's Maria saying there? Hi from... Are you at the bibliothèque just now, Maria? Okay. Very good. A reading from... Checking in from the library. That's very, very good, isn't it? So, I'm hearing the door going, which means that... hi, Alistair. How are you doing? And so... Hello, Derek. Oh, man, there we go. We've got a Scotsman in Fallen, a Scotsman in... I think it's around... Perthshire, Stirlingshire, somewhere in that region. Good evening, Maureen in Galsby. Oh, Vosha, good. Very good, Gary, very good. You're watching Sophie's video, obviously. So, yeah, so welcome to the veranda here in Sälen. Yeah, this evening, Sophie's not quite with us at this moment in time yet. She'll be just joining us very shortly, along with our other little mascot, Neo. He will be in the area. So we were going to play original music. I thought I'd start with maybe a tune that I wrote myself and try and explain some of the music too. So what I decided to do first of all, this oh look, who was that? It was like some lit up goddess there in the light, wasn't it? It was Sofie. And here's Neo come to join us on the sofa. Brilliant. So the first thing, the item that I'll start us off with then on the original music. Good evening, Roland. Good evening. And Takwell, it was fantastic. We were recording, well not recording, going through a song of one of Roland's songs today. It was very, very good. And the story, Michael, good evening, sir. And we'll go through that story at some point in time. I'm going to start off with a tune that I wrote. Good evening there, Anders. Nice to welcome aboard, nice to see you. Whereabouts are you, Michael, again? Let's see. From Kusta, of course. The glass treasure. So yeah, a song that I wrote myself, a tune. This is a tune that I wrote when I began studying in college, and a course for London Trinity College of Music. Good evening, Peter. Nice to have you with us. Welcome. And when I was studying in college one day, my teacher was explaining all about, should I say lecturer or professor, I say teacher, was talking all about pedal points in reference to the music of Baroque music, and in particular I think we were dealing with Bach at the time. And I think I was having a joke saying more Bachman Turner overdrive. But anyway, these pedal points became quite a feature of the lesson. And at the end of the lesson she said, well, what I'd like is if you could maybe go away and try and see if you can make your own type of study with some pedal points. And this got me playing on this type of music. I was a big follower of the guitar player Stanley Jordan, and I was lucky enough to see him in the mid-90s. Not that I'm that old, I was quite a young boy at the time. And the way that he plays guitar is he plays by tapping on the fingerboard. I think he's one of the first people that started doing this really. He tunes his guitar in fourths, so this is just a standard tune guitar. And anyway, I sat at home first of all and tried to think, what is this pedal point thing? So the first thing that I came up with is the idea of, I got this as being a pedal point. Here's an example. And I figured you could play this for a little while. Oh, and it moves. So that was the idea. And then I went from there to think that, okay, we've got to develop this idea a little bit more. And so I decided to play around some of the chords. And we started getting some more of these ideas that came together. Then I thought, okay, we'll try and write a song or try and write a tune based upon this. And this is what I came up with. I decided to call it a Baroque Daydream, and I took it into my teacher, and she was so impressed. She included it in the syllabus for that year that I was in college. I was quite impressed. Oh, that's a so. Ooh. Points in this case didn't mean prizes, because as it turned out, the Gulf War started and I got called back to go and do my colour service, as I was, I'd come out of the army, but I still was due 12 years of colour service to do my kind of service time. However, this is a Baroque Daydream, ladies and gentlemen, and inspired very much by that time. I wrote it, and I think it was 1992. A Baroque Daydream, which goes like this. So there we go, that's this first hour. That's my kind of contribution to the first time of original tunes of the evening. That is, hi Stephen, how you doing, man? Good evening, welcome, welcome. Yeah, that's my contribution to the first of the tunes this evening. That was a tune called A Baroque Daydream, and it was on actually my first album that I recorded. Back when I was, thanks very much Gary. Back, there's an album that was with a duo at the time called Green, and the album's called Found on the Wave, and you can get that at KRL Records, that's KRL.
Spotify!
And it's on Spotify, ladies and gentlemen, no less. So, yes, so now I think we have Sofie in with us. We have the goddess who was disappearing into the light there for a little while. She's still getting herself together here, so it's...
You're very dark.
I'm very dark, she said. I'm actually quite light on Facebook, but I'm very dark. She said, no, I'm very too bright on Facebook.
Okay.
It's okay for you guys out there on yeah. I'm not blinding you all, okay? Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't meant to be original music, of course, but being as it was, last night was Burns night. Maybe I should sing a Burns song while Sofie's getting ready. But we can actually keep this to, it'll be my own arrangement of a Burns song, perhaps. What I'll do is here, I'll just tune my guitar down to some very Celtic tuning. So let's explain now, when you see a lot of Celtic players playing the guitar, they normally tune the guitar to Dad Gad. And the reason for that is because there is actually no third in the actual chord tune, so it's ambiguous whether it's a minor or major chord. if you're not musical at all, I'm going to reference Bill Bailey, the comedian here, when he's always talking about Celtic music, and he goes, all that Celtic bollocks. But so if you're not musical, it gives something a bit of a Celtic slant.
Everyone's musical, though.
Everyone's musical.
Yeah.
So Sophie says here, and I believe that too. I think we play Green Grow the Rashes because it's on our album, and we play that in E normally, do we not?
Yeah.
So I'm going to play this Green Grow the Rashes in the key. This is just in the key of E. That's just for you drummers out there. Hello Andrew, how you doing? Welcome. My word, we're all over the place this evening. We could be out in South Africa, we're in Iowa, we're in Scotland. Stephen McDonald's in Bonnie Ballantour, up in Balti. Gary says he's not musical, but he can play a good jukebox. That's all you need to do, by the way. That's all you need to do. Okay, well, yesterday, for all the Scots people out there, it was our National Bards, a celebration day. It was the National Day of the National Poet of Scotland, Robert Burns. Famous for writing so many kind of poems and literary works, notably Tam O'Shanter. I'm going to take a song of this, and this is on our first album. This is on the Western Highways, and it's called Green Grow the Rashes. I think it was written when he was quite young, so it would have been, you know, maybe around 1760, maybe a little bit later than that perhaps. But around that time, late 1700s anyway, so it wasn't written yesterday. Howdy, Andrew. So this is Green Grow the Rashes from our album Western Highways, just while Sophie's getting together, and we'll play this for you. Happy Burns Day to all the fellow Scots out there. Sing along please, I need as much help as I can get. Signify the life of man, and 24 the lasses, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, sweetest dews that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. Well, they race me riches chase, riches still may fly them all. When at last they catch them fast, their hearts can then enjoy them all. Green grow the rashes, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, sweetest dews that e'er I spent among the lasses. Passes, oh, what signifies the life of man, then 24 the lasses, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, sweetest dews that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. My arms are in a dear, oh, the wisest man the world ever saw. He dearly loved the lasses, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, green grow but senseless asses. Oh, the wisest man the world has saw, he dearly loved the lasses. Oh, green grow the rashes. Oh, green grow the rashes. Oh, sweetest dews that e'er I spent among the lasses. Oh, green grow the rashes. Oh, green grow the rashes. Oh, sweetest dews that e'er I spent among the lasses. Oh. And thanks very much if you sang along with me there as well. That was Green Grow the Rashes. I'm going to dedicate that tonight to Sophie here. The words to Green Grow the Rashes, I think the last verse there is quite kind of apt in a way. You know, it's like when it talks about the wisest man in the world, he dearly loved the lasses. It says, you did seduce, you sneer at this, you're not but senseless asses. Oh, the wisest man the world ever saw, he dearly loved the lasses. There's another verse on top of that when he actually says that it was the lasses part, but we'll get onto that another time when Sophie's singing with us too. Now I'm going to call over to my darling Sophie here and find out how things are going on for her. Okay, well, it's not quite happening. How are you guys doing this evening? What's happening out there, guys? What are we missing in your corner of the world, wherever you may be? I know this evening for me, I've been out to go and set up our gear because we're on this evening because tomorrow in the afternoon we're going to be playing down in a church in the valley here. We're coming down off the hill, and it's a christening. And Sophie is going to be in her traditional Transstand, that's the area we are here, her traditional Transstand folk costume. I'm going to have to actually brush myself up a wee bit and polish my shoes perhaps. And we're going to play some lovely songs at the christening. And then, where I've been this evening is across to a village not far from here, because we're playing in a restaurant across there. So if you are in the area tomorrow night, guys, and you're in Rörbäcksnäs area of the world, Sophie and I will be playing at the Longhorn restaurant there in Rörbäcksnäs. Andrew says kilt on tomorrow. No, I don't think I'll have the kilt on tomorrow. Not only is it we're up to our cabers in snow, but well, it's not really that cold. It's just that I don't have my kilt here. But no, I don't know what it'll be. It'll be shoes polished anyway. I'll probably have to put a tie on, no doubt. You know, we'll get to that another point in time. Probably in summertime I'll stick the kilt on or something. I'm hearing some fiddle tuning up. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen tomorrow night. We're playing in Rörbäcksnäs, so it's a busy day tomorrow, hence the no reason of no veranda tomorrow. What would you like to hear now? And Sophie in the background here, well, you know, you can...
Maybe I should just say hello to everyone.
Maybe you should say hello to everyone. Just waiting for the late, are we not,
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, here's a fiddle.
We do. What's Roland saying? Missa inte Rörbäcksnäs imorgon, folkens.
Hey allihop. I'm so sorry. I'm going to stand here so you can actually see me because it's so bright over there. So sorry that I haven't seen you before now. Lots of people, when you watch them on YouTube, they go, oh, my team is doing this and that. Well, do you know what? Our team is John and me and Neo, but he's not much help. The dog is not much help. När folk pratar om sitt team sådär, som de jobbar med. Våra team är mig, John och så Neo, men han är inte så bra på att hjälpa till. Så jag har försökt få YouTube och Facebook att fungera idag. Streaming och broadcasting och bla bla bla. Och det är jättesvårt. So hard. I've been trying to get YouTube and Facebook to stream simultaneously today and it's just not working. We're out in the middle of the woods on top of a hill and we just don't reach the servers that we need to reach. Det är ett problem med att sitta ute i skogen på ett berg. Vi får inte kontakt med servern. okej, så att vi krånglar väldigt mycket. So I'm so sorry. John, maybe you could do another of your own songs. Jag tänkte stämma fiolen. Och sen kommer jag att spela någonting. I'm just gonna tune my fiddle and then I'm gonna join in. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna ask John to sing one of his beautiful songs from our album, Western Highways. And it's a song that he wrote to the lyrics of George Gunn. George Gunn från Skottland skrev den här texten och John skrev melodin. Och den är otroligt vacker. Den heter Song of the Firth. Så John ska stämma om gitarren.
No, I shan't stämma om guitar. No, I'm just going to change guitar. We can do that actually. This is I'll just talk guitar as I'm doing this. The one you normally see me playing here is a Martin. It's a J65. It's quite unusual in the way that the back of it's made of maple. And what's also very different about it as well, I've had it signed in the back here. There's been some people. I did the first tour where Kelly Joe Phelps came to the UK, and he signed the top bit along with Eddie Reader. And on the back here too, it's been signed by my hero Steve Earle of Copperhead Road fame. Steve played this guitar, and we went to see him when he was in Stockholm, and it was just an amazing night, an amazing moment when he picked up my guitar and played my favourite tune, My Old Friend the Blues, and that's what Steve has written on the bottom here. And this up the top is John. Oh, this actually here is Norman MacLean. Norman MacLean is a comedian, screenwriter, and entertainer, variety entertainer from the islands. He's from Uist, I think, originally, and he's written in Gaelic and he's written in English here. He's even doing a translation for me, and that was a fantastic meeting with him and signing my guitar. And then of course on the other one here is John Martin, who is actually not the John Martin, the guitar player, but the fiddle player from the Scottish band Ossian, also signed my guitar, and me and Sofie met him when we were in Edinburgh. So that's my old Martin guitar, J65M. I'm going to swap this one over here. And this next one, this one's called, this is Bourgeois. It's an American guitar made in Maine. It's actually a copy of a war Martin. All these guitars, acoustic guitars, are sought after from around the 30s. They call it the golden era of guitar making between 1930 and 1949, of acoustic guitar making. This in particular is called an orchestra model because it's quite thin, or narrow, slim. So I'm going to just make sure she's in tune here. Yeah, and okay, and this next song was actually written for me. It was a present written for me by the playwright George Gunn. I believe that George's relatives, somebody can actually keep me right here, wrote The Silver Darlings, a very famous and lovely book dealing with the herring fishing. Excuse me, I got a really bad cough this evening. The herring fishing around the coast of the north of Scotland and the Highlands. Definitely a read. George wrote me this song when we were on a theatre tour of Scotland and the islands, and it was called the Song of the Firth. And being as where we come from, George is from up in Caithness, which is the top end of Scotland, and I come from Easter Ross, which is a little bit further down. We are actually surrounded by different firths. I'm seeing they've got a doggy who's actually barking. Neo, come and say hello to everybody here. Neo. 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 So what we did was he wrote this, I can't remember how it came around. I was asking him to write me something, and what he actually did was he eventually came one night to the table and presented me with these lyrics. So Neo is Neo is still barking away in the background. We just he's trying to do his bit to sing, we'll just put it that way. But we're surrounded by a load of firths. So being as I'm from Ballantour, the firths that we are, we've got the Murray Firth, we have the Dornoch Firth, for those up in Golspie and Brora. From where George is from, it's the Pentland Firth. So there's a wee saying like, may the Firth be with you, which I was saying earlier on, maybe only makes sense if you've ever seen Star Wars. But George wrote me this beautiful song anyway. It's called, and I put the music to it, and it's called The Song of the Firth. And this is also on our album, Western Highways. There's a Firth behind me, and a Firth yet to come. I will swim out to the foreshore and turn on, go slowly and low. I will hear your name whispered by the northern wind, 'cause nothing remains the same. And the song of the bird is the stretch of my life. I will go so slowly now, so slowly change this world, 'cause nothing remains the same. There's a Firth behind me, and a Firth yet to come. I will swim out to the foreshore and turn on, go slowly low. I will hear your name whispered by the northern wind, 'cause nothing remains the same. 'Cause nothing remains the same. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Song of the Firth,
Gorgeous, John.
written by the very lovely George Gunn from up there in, I think he's over in Thurso now, but written especially when we put it on our album, Western Highways. Good evening, Tommy Gordon. How are you doing, sir? God, long time no see. Hope life is treating you well. Okay, do we have Sofie with us at last?
I think we do, actually.
Ah, there we are. We do have the lady here with us.
Yes, I'm just gonna plug in my fiddle.
She's going to plug in her fiddle. Now,
Out.
how delightful is that? It's always nice to plug into something on a Friday night, isn't it? Normally my old self would have been plugging into slow drunken unconsciousness. But I've turned over a new leaf. I've given up the amber tinctures with the alcohol. Oh, look at that. This is what you call service. I'm onto a Brewdog Nanny State beer. But this is how amazing. That was serendipitous. I've given up drinking, ladies and gentlemen, so I drink alcohol-free beer. Which means all the taste, none of the guilt, and none of the gobshite. That's what I normally say anyway. So I'm going to say I'm going to drink to your health.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say a very, very happy Burns Day to all our Scots folks that are over there and people that are looking this evening. Cheers, guys. Very nice. Like I was saying, to plug yourself into something on a Friday night, what mine used to be was slow, drunken unconsciousness. These days, it is now not slow, it's kind of more focused and conscious. I'm living in the moment, which is always very lovely. How are you getting on there, Sophie? You with us now?
I think I'm with you.
She's with us, be Jiminy.
1, 2.
She's very sparkly on the Facebook thing here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So, isn't it?
Hello everyone, I'm really sorry that it's taken me so long to get organised. Running about trying to do these broadcast services, and it's hard work.
Cheers, Derek. Skål, Gary.
Much nicer to take
Skål,
some-
Maria.
Så, jag tror att vi har en födelsedagspojk med oss. Jag vet inte om han är med. We have a birthday boy. today, and that is Ola Olsson. Ska vi spela en låt för Ola? Eller det var ju inte en fråga egentligen, det var liksom en befallning. Nu spelar vi en låt för Ola. Jag bara fick det att låta som en fråga. I just made it sound like a question. It was actually an order. We're gonna play a tune för Ola then. Ola, jag vet inte om du hör och lyssnar just nu, men den här låten vet jag att du tycker om. Och det är ju Leaving Carolina, som jag skrev.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do Leaving Carolina for Ola Olsson. Because I know he likes this tune. And it's his birthday today, so especially for you, Ola.
Especially for you all, actually. For everybody watching in.
Daddy says I look like a ghost. It's because I am a ghost.
Don't tell them all. Don't tell them.
Yeah, I know. We need a lighting engineer to come and work on our team because there's just too much stuff to do. But you know what? John is just correcting his guitar tuning. I'm just going to see if I can change the lighting somehow. Just a second.
Will I be the lighting model while she's doing that?
Yeah.
There we go. How does that look to everybody out there? Are we looking okay?
Better?
It's a wee bit bare, but it's still very bright.
Still very bright.
Still very, very bright.
Yeah.
Those lights need to go down. Down.
Well, then we're going to be dark.
Well, it looks better now. It looks better over here anyway.
Okay. I don't know. I still look like a ghost. Yeah. But you know, you're just going to have to put up with me looking like a ghost today. I'm glowing. Maybe it's my aura that you can see, my positive aura. Or my really sick of Facebook streaming broadcast stuff aura.
I have no idea what that even means. I'm not going to get even involved in that. You know, I think life was far more simple when I was drinking. But
Gary says it's better. I'm glad it's better.
Right, great, great. Okay, we're going to sing a song called Leaving Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, the story behind it very quickly then is, I was out serving in Belize, which is in central South America, in the jungles in the mid-80s, and ended up being in a really bad accident. And as part of my kind of convalescence, I managed to get some sick leave and found my way to Charleston in South Carolina. And whilst there, I kind of noticed the connection with the Highland clearances and how many Highland families found themselves actually coming to Charleston. And while there, I had such a great time, and well, I met Stevie Nicks while I was there. We'll have that story on another point in time. But I kind of looked at all this history and all the Scottish names in the place, and then I kind of thought as well, you know what, I like Charleston so much that I don't actually want to go back to the army. And besides, the colour green doesn't suit me. But I was kind of thinking then about, wow, I don't want to leave this place and I don't want to go back to the jungle. And so what I kind of thought about was, like, as if I had put myself in the position of, you know, maybe a family of an immigrant that migrated to the States, then moving back home again. And just putting the turn on it that way around. So this was Leaving Carolina, and hope you enjoy this. I wrote this really quiet. I think I wrote this in the mid-80s, but I'm not that old.
You must have been about 2 years old.
I was 2 at the time.
Okay, I'm gonna start this then.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Well, my head's stuck on the pillow, 'cause I know it's time to go. As daylight falls on Charleston, my mood is all so low. And I'm walking down the garden, only look back to close the gate. Thanks, Gary. One last run in the Chevy on Columbia Interstate. Well, your battery and your projects were hope grows thin. I'm leaving Carolina. Of times we've had the best. Just one last stop to make for a touchdown in Inverness. That's to say goodbye to you. My heart is pulled down talking to. I am Carolina. All the palm trees on the roadside, waving in the wind. The sun goes on the skyline, getting 49. Last night weighs heavy on the heart that's very low. I am leaving Carolina. On times we've had the best. Just one last stop for a touchdown. That's to say goodbye to you. My heart is pulled down talking to you. I am Carolina. Something comfort before you go. While Fogarty plays on the radio, I'm leaving Carolina. On times we've had the best. Just one last stop to make for a touchdown. Bye to you. My heart is pulled down talking to you. Leaving. I am leaving Carolina on the early morning plane. Yes, I
Song, John. Speciellt för Ola Olsson alltså, som fyller år idag. Grattis Ola, happy birthday Ola Olsson.
I've described how things were. So Derek, you were in Charlotte, is that right, in North Carolina? Oh, those Carolinas, hey? And he said describes perfectly his feeling when he was in Charlotte.
Hello?
Well, that's beautiful. I'm very, very glad that you feel something from that. Makes me feel, delighted.
Oh, nice.
Delighted.
And also, Gary, while you're on there, I just want to say thank you so much for your lovely artwork that you've sent to us.
Thanks, Davey. And Ballantyre, good evening.
Hi, Davey. Yeah, we just love your artwork. Thank you so much, Gary. And the emoji, the John and Sofie emoji, is so cute. Thank you.
That's very cute, very cute. So, I should drink to your good health, ladies and my good health too. Drinking on alcohol-free. Living in the moment. Yes, Miss Sophie? What would you like?
Now, the thing is,
she's actually got a list this evening.
Egna låtar bara ikväll. We're only doing original songs today, and I wrote down a whole list of our original songs, which are actually, there are quite a few of them now. I'm just thinking if we should do something maybe a little bit more up-tempo before we do another ballad. Do you want to try like Bonniest Lass?
Yes, if you like.
It's not on the list. I just remembered that we have.
It's not on the list, but we'll do it anyway.
We have more original songs that I thought.
We can only do it if you give the story. That was the idea. We were meant to tell a story about what's going on this evening.
the 1700s, written by Lady Nairne. And she basically wrote that, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like. Don't compare yourself to other girls. Just think that there's always somebody out there who thinks that you are the bonniest lass in all the world. The most beautiful girl in the whole world. Så hörni tjejer, jämför inte så himla mycket. Det säger den här dikten från 1700-talet. Som jag har skrivit om till en sång som vi kallar för The Bonniest Lass in All the World. Den vackraste flickan i hela världen. So get your dancing shoes on.
Does that mean me too?
Ja.
Really?
Sätt på er dansskorna, den här kan man dansa en jig till.
I'll give it a try and see if I can play a jig to this. The bonniest lass in all the world.
And that's everyone.
That was Sofie wrote that on the adaptation from the poem from Lady Nairne.
Yeah. The tune was traditional though. Gary, you were saying that you like when a song has a story to it, and I think that's so important as well. Like every song has a story, doesn't it? It's good to know.
Well, it must have a story, does it not?
I hope so. Otherwise,
even when it is written by somebody who passed away yesterday. I just found out that Marquis Smith of The Cure had passed away. Of The Cure? No. Of The Fall had passed away yesterday, and he used to write some really obscure songs. The ones that, you know, he wrote from the album, you know, Bingo Master's Breakout and all that. Bingo Collar's Brown. That was kind of like strange, and you know, do you know what you look like before you go out? Which sounds kind of obvious, but some of the things that he wrote with that too. Yeah. The writer, master of an obscure storyline. Hey, Tommy, what's our Tommy saying? He's on the standard rate beer. I take it there's no chance of taking me out drinking tonight. Well, take me out drinking tonight. Maybe we should do it now. Shall we? Perhaps we'll see how we go.
Maybe towards towards the end.
Maybe
Because
towards the end, Tommy, maybe towards the end.
It's got a strange tuning. John has to completely retune his guitar, so we usually do that one towards the end.
I can maybe couple that up with, and I suppose we should actually, if we're talking writers, Robert Burns was last night, Michael Marra should follow him as well, because he was great writer. So
now, I'm thinking about Ola, whose birthday it is today. He also likes a song that John wrote called Rise with the River. Should we try that one, John? Because that's in standard tuning, so you can just... don't have to retune or anything.
Ja, okej, vi kan do that.
Ola Olsson, jag vet att du gillar den här låten också, Rise with the River. Och det är ju faktiskt din födelsedag idag. Så att jag tycker att vi kör den här också, speciellt för dig.
Okay then, for this next song, okay, I wrote this a little while ago. Now, it's a couple of years maybe. Yeah, the story behind Rise with the River, I mean, of course, what we're talking about here is, I got into writing this after reading so much about all sorts of currencies crashing. And something, I mean, Sofie's a really big eco warrior, really. She's member of the Green Party here and everything. But I mean, it doesn't take long before you realise all this climate change, and we're going to have to do something really quick, smart. And I wrote, first of all, the idea that came to me in the chorus, you know, is Rise with the River, is something like this. Sometimes I want it to be like an anthemic type of thing, you know, because I mean, the human race, I think, in kind of through the history, or like the history of, you know, species, has actually learned to survive by just adapting to whatever's going. So, you know, if the rivers are going to rise or the sea's going to rise, I guess we're just going to have to rise with it. And I kind of thought, what's great about that is we live in a world that's just so, you know, we covet status like things, you know. So I figured that a Ferrari won't float. So when it comes to the rivers rising, you're just going to have to let that bloody thing sink where it is and just carry on and get on with it. I mean, that was the story more than anything than that. And then about wars as well, of course. Stupid bloody wars. Well, you know, it strikes me there's enough money in the world to look after the whole of mankind. But without getting too bloody righteous about it, you know. We could do a lot more if it was shared around a bit. I'm sure we all agree on that, eh? And as much as I would like to have a Ferrari too, it won't float. So I wrote the song called Rise with the River. I hope you enjoy it, guys. The chorus goes, rise with the river. When the tables turn, what you learn, a handful of nothing. Rise with the river, ford into the raging stream. You'll get the idea. I've got a string out of tune here. It's my B string, just as well it's not my G string, otherwise I'd have tears in my eyes. No, it is my G string. All the strings are going out of tune.
Talking about rivers rising, did you hear that the Louvre Museum in Paris is shut because the river is rising so dramatically? It's burst all its walls. And
so you mean there is some weight to the idea of Rise with the River?
Yeah, so maybe we should dedicate this song to the poor people of Paris who are suffering in the flooding just now.
In the currency of currencies, the climate of economies, plummet like the mercury, the maiden. Spite of hard-earned lessons laid, the cross is born from crosses made. Time is all it seems, remains unchanged. More the flood, less the the river. Riots with the river. When the tables turn, what you learn? A handful of nothing. Riots with the river. Fall into the raging stream. Leave those fallow banks. Charity within the land, it's the occupation of the sand and the population on a strand that's breaking. More the blood upon the sand, less we seem to understand. Time is a river. Rise with the river. When the tables turn, what you learn? A handful of nothing. Rise with the river. Fall into the raging stream. Leave those fallow banks. Of the sand, the population on a strand that's breaking. Rise with the river. When the tables turn, what you learn? A handful of nothing. Rise with the river. Fall into the raging stream. Leave those fallow banks.
Thank you so much, everyone.
So we dedicate this evening to, I suppose, the dwellers of Paris.
Yeah, and Ola Olsson, whose birthday it is.
And Ola, whose birthday it is.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, Sofia. Hey, Fia. Wow.
Now then. Sofie on the set list here. Sophie's set list.
Yeah. Can you do Angelo, you think?
I can't right now, no.
No?
No, probably not right now, no.
Okay. In that case... So basically what we're doing tonight is we're trying to do originals only tonight. Vi försöker bara spela egna låtar ikväll. Jag har skrivit upp en hel lista. Så jag ska gå och kolla på den, vad vi har kvar. What about Lindsay's and Magruder's? Is that something you can do?
Yeah, sure.
And through the night?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe?
If you like.
Alltså förra 2 veckor sedan när Ulf Nygårds var här så spelade vi 2 av våra egna låtar. En som heter Lindsay's Waltz och sen Magruders Pass. Och vi tänkte vi ska försöka spela dem utan Ulf. We'll try and do Lindsay's Waltz and Magruder's Pass without Ulf Nygårds on his dobro. A little bit difficult because Ulf is so great and he adds so much with his dobro, but we could try and do it anyway, I think. Lindsay's Waltz I wrote for John and for his granddaddy who's called Lindsay, and Magruder's Pass John wrote for an American general. I'm still waiting for a song for me.
It's on its way. It's going to happen.
He's been saying that for a few years.
I was waiting for the right song. Is that all right? You need the right song for that.
Ska se vem mer som är här. Det är svårt att hålla koll på alla kommentarerna. Thank you so much for joining in. Maybe I should say as well, in the description, I don't know if it's there or there, there's a link that says Poll Daddy, and if you'd like to go and vote for us, we are nominated for Best Live Show of the Year at our local Grammys, Dalecarlia Music Awards. If you'd like to vote for us, we'd be so happy. All you need to do is go to that link, which is up there or down there, polldaddy.com something, and press our names and vote. And that's it, and we'll be eternally grateful. Vill ni rösta på oss till Dalecarlia Music Awards? Vi är ju nominerade tack vare er till Årets liveupplevelse kategorin. Så kan ni bara trycka på den här länken som heter polldaddy.com någonting där uppe eller där nere och trycka på vårt namn och vote. Och sen är det klart, och vi är evigt tacksamma om ni skulle vilja göra det. Och tack för att ni nominerade oss från början. If anyone's watching on YouTube, it didn't work today. Our server is just not strong enough. It's not working up on the hill. So we have to give up on YouTube. Ingen YouTube live idag för att det funkar inte med våran server. Så, men Facebook funkar, tack och lov. Should we try this then? Yeah?
Yes.
Let's try and do this without Ulf Nygårds. We testar Lindsay's Waltz and Magruder's Pass without Ulf Nygårds.
No Ulf. Okay.
A-A-B-B and then the next tune, yeah?
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Intro then?
The story of Magruder's pause was this guy was actually gave me the story, was conveying this to me on the road to Charlottesville, I think, in North Carolina. And he was talking about this really eccentric Confederate general who had a habit of stopping when he's inspecting the troops. He'd stop at every 7th man, and he had this guy would run after him with a tray full of shot glasses with tequila or whatever his spirit of choice. I'm going to say tequila. And every 7th man he would take a shot of tequila and then continue on the inspection of the troops. I was always thinking, like, what sort of a state would a man like that be in after, you know, inspecting 100 or 200 troops? That's a fair few. That's got to be the best part of a bottle of tequila before you've even done a troop inspection. Good grief, the mind boggles. So then, you know, then he was talking about his big collection of hats and everything, you know, big feathers sticking out. I mean, it just started this whole cartoon thing, but I always came back to the idea of the Magruder pause being the 7th man to take a... Has to be an odd number too. So he must have been a very odd man to choose an odd number. However, what next, Miss Sophie?
Well, I'm thinking, så alltså ikväll så kör vi ju bara egna låtar. Jag inser att det är säkert många som inte har hört många av de här låtarna, men vi har kört så många covers de sista veckorna att vi tänkte att vi kör bara egna låtar ikväll och hoppas att ni gillar de här låtarna också. We've been doing so many covers in the last few weeks, so we thought we're going to just do originals tonight. So maybe you've heard these songs before. I do hope you like them anyway. I'm going to ask John to do another original tune. Are you okay doing your skiing song, you think? Can you remember it? Oh! Tack så jättemycket, Jan-Ove. He says it's sounding perfect tonight too. Tack så jättemycket, vad glad jag blir. Och vi kommer ju ses imorgon, Jan-Ove, eller hur? Jag och Jon spelar i Röbecksnäs imorgon kväll. På the Longhorn Restaurant and Bar, and we're really looking forward to it, and we're gonna see you, Jan-Ove, there. Jan-Ove. Oh, and Roland. Roland is also gonna be there tomorrow.
Okay, I suppose I better just explain a little bit about this.
Vi försöker den här Jons skidlåt.
They call it my skiing tune because basically when I moved here, I've become a bit of a fanatical cross-country skier. I just love the skiing. And pretty soon myself and Sophie, Sophie's going to do, there's a race that goes on here which is 90 kilometers, which is a double marathon on cross-country skis. And Sophie's going to do the daytime one shortly, and I'm going to be as a support team because I've done this one before, so I'm going to go with her and hold her hand the whole way. And then we'll do the nighttime one, the whole thing at night, which only started last year, and I did that. It was amazing. But since I've been skiing here, one of the things that I really love about it, there's a certain part of the day here when I go out when the light is just weird. It becomes this really weird blue, mystical light, and I end up going through the trees. There's a lot of forests to actually ski through, and I get this really magical, lovely, warm feeling. And anyway, it came out, you know, kind of. This tune kind of came together or coagulated after one of these days of going skiing, and I conveyed it to Sophie, and she put their fiddle line to it, and I called it Through the Pines. Apparently the pine trees are very good, according to the National Geographic, for adding to the ozone layer, so, you know, there may be something good and wonderful in that too. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Through the Pines. Hope you enjoy it. Are you ready for that, Soph?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's give it a go. This is the skiing tune called it's just a melody called Through the Pines.
Jons skidlåt, han är ju besatt av att åka längdskidor. Så den här låten alltså heter Through the Pines och...
This has been a little bit of a while.
Ni får tänka hur vi åker skidor, eller vi allihop, åker skidor bland träden på fjället.
What we can do afterwards is we'll put links to these full band versions of these songs on, actually. Of all our music, we'll do that. How about that? We place it on Facebook.
Yeah.
All the recordings, and there's this one, there's actually a video of this one on YouTube. The making of it with just me, and then there's one with me and Sophie. With some skiing actually on it.
Wow, we got to the end. I'm so impressed with us.
That was the skiing tune.
We haven't played that
Called
for a
Through the
long
Pines.
time. I'm so impressed with us. Vi har inte spelat den på länge. Kul att spela den. Roland, vad roligt att du tittar också. Jag är så himla... Det är så spännande med den här låten som du har skrivit som vi ska spela tillsammans. Roland, who's on here just now, he was here today and we're practicing a song that he wrote and it's really good. Really enjoying it. I think you're gonna like it. Tack så mycket, Maria. If you want to download the tune that we just played, Through the Pines, you can download it for free on our website together with our whole EP, and it's on johnandsofie.com. Thank you so much, Gary. Go to johnandsofie.com and you can download our EP for free, and it's got this tune, Through the Pines, on it. I think we should do September. Can you retune again? John's doing a lot of retuning today. John måste stämma om en massa idag. Därför att jag tänkte vi skulle ta en låt som jag har skrivit. Jag tror också att det blir en hit, Roland. Jag har en bra känsla över den här låten. Everyone, watch out for our co-write with Roland. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Wow, that's so nice. I'm so glad to hear it. Andrew McMenemy. Yeah, saying lovely tune. It's a great tune, isn't it? John wrote
Thanks,
that
Andrew.
one. Yeah, Roland and us are working on a hit. We're counting on getting famous, finally.
No. No, that should never happen.
Kanske vi blir berömda äntligen till slut. Download it today! Yes, Gary! So glad you did that. So what Gary is saying is he downloaded our EP from our website. And it's johnandsofie.com. Man kan ladda ner våran EP på johnandsofie.com. Right, should we do this song then? The other one that I wrote. We're only doing original songs tonight. Bara egna låtar ikväll. Och vi fortsätter med en låt som jag skrev som heter September. Handlar om årstidernas skiftningar. Och en hyllningslåt till sommaren och vårt fäbodställe vid Siljan. This song I wrote for our summer house by the lake a few hours from here, and it's like it's a lullaby for the summer, and it talks about the changing of seasons, and it's called September. Right then.
Okay.
Here we go. lights on the homes. And the man in that foaming knows the secrets of summer. He's whispering to us as we walk side by side. So light us a fire, let's gather around it, sing songs and tell stories of old. Everything changes but nothing's new. This one season slumbers and this one is born. Hush, now my friend, almost come to an end. Dream of blue waves and long sunny days. Now summer's away, but you and me stay. Sleep until spring wakes the day. Hush, now my friend, almost come to an end. Dream of blue waves and long sunny days. Now summer's away, but you and me stay. Deep in sleep until spring wakes the day. Deep in sleep until spring wakes Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Guess what? Oh, let's see what it says here. Maria, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Maria. I think we reached the last song of today. And do you know what that's going to be?
What's
It's going to be your banjo song.
Okay.
Ikväll har vi ju bara spelat egna låtar. We've only been playing original
Next time we can maybe
songs.
play one for Tommy. Being as I've given up the... Oh no, maybe not.
Alright then. John wants to make an exception for Tommy Gordon. And it's going to be a song about alcohol, except John's not drinking alcohol anymore. But it's called Take Me Out Drinking Tonight. And then so that's not an original song. That was written by Marra. And then we'll do The Nervous Breakdown, which is John's banjo tune after that. Vi gör ett undantag från kvällens egna låtar och spelar en Marra-sång som heter Take Me Out Drinking Tonight. Och sen tar vi Johns låt som heter Nervous Breakdown. Medan John stämmer om sin gitarr så vill jag bara påminna er. Maybe you'd like to hit the share button just now. If everybody pressed the share button just now, then we might get like a bigger crowd of people for the last song. That would be really nice. Ja, tryck dela om ni vill. Typ nu, för då kanske vi får en hel hög med folk som kommer att titta här på sista låten. Det hade varit skitkul. And if you press the Poll Daddy link either there, below or up there, you can vote for us for the best live show at our local Grammys. Rösta jättegärna på oss. Där uppe eller där nere så finns det en länk som det står polldaddy.com på. Och där trycker man för att rösta på oss till Dalecarlia Music Awards. Thank you so much for watching in tonight. Tack för att ni har tittat ikväll. Sista låten för ikväll.
Okay, the story behind this one is this is kind of a song that I have known for quite a good number of years. Written by one of Scotland's other great bards who has passed away. Also, this is found on our album, Western Highways, called Take Me Out Drinking Tonight. I'm going to dedicate this one tonight to Tommy, and our Tommy Gordon is in, I don't know where he might be, Argyll this evening in the Highlands of Scotland. And dedicate it to all you as well, of course. Take Me Out Drinking Tonight. For those of you that are drinking, have a large one for me. In fact, have my whole quota, if you don't mind. The song was written by Marra, who is a great Scottish bard from Dundee, who passed away a couple of years ago, and a terrible loss to the songwriting or artistic community. We're going to follow that by a tune that I wrote myself after visiting a bluegrass supposed camp on Skyline Drive up there in the Appalachian Mountains across in the southern US. And I was actually invited to a bluegrass camp. That's what I thought it was until I turned up there and found out it was actually a banjo camp in the Appalachian Mountains. And you could all imagine what was going through my mind when we achieved there. You know what I mean? Get there, banjos playing in the Appalachians. Come on, I'll leave that to your imagination. Anyhow, after a while of being around listening to the banjos, I decided to tune my guitar down and write a wee banjo tune. So I'm going to follow this song by the first song, Take Me Out Drinking, by my own tune that I called A Nervous Breakdown. We'll start with Take Me Out Drinking. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Really appreciate your company. Would really appreciate if you give us a vote for us in our Dalecarlia Awards, for which Sofie will put up the actual link for. It takes just a second to go in and vote. Any of the other music or any questions that you have for us, including, you know, what socks does Sofie prefer to wear in bed at night? Questions like that. Anything that you can think of, you know, just fire them on in there. They can be as obscure as you like.
I do actually wear socks in bed.
I don't know where I get these ideas from. I just make them up on the spot, by the way. And she's actually feeling like she has to answer that now. But you see what I mean? If you can answer a question, you know, that's what I mean. Ask us a question. Please be in touch with us if you like, you know. We don't bite. We might smell, but we don't bite. But thank you for sharing your Friday night with us. We're going to leave you this. Take Me Out Drinking, A Nervous Breakdown.
Okay, for you, Tommy. I noticed that suddenly there were more people watching in, so you must have pressed share. Thank you so much. Tack för att ni tryckte på dela, för att det kommer mer folk som tittar på en gång, så tack så mycket.
Are we happy?
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Yes.
Can you do all 3 verses?
2. We'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, bridged.
Here we go then.
Now when these shoes were new, it was how'd you do? It was whiskey and telling your tales. When my shirt was clean and I was there to be seen, my eyes were clear and my sight never failed. And all of my brothers I met on the way. They were drinking by night, they were drinking by day. Now restored to my eyes, it was once clear and once was bright. And take me out drinking tonight. Lord, won't you take me out drinking tonight? Now bluebells and matches and those stains on the table, the sweet smell of that luscious woodbine, and Mr. McEwen, oh, you will be my ruin. I will say, but I don't really mind. And all of my sisters that I met on the way, well, they were drinking by night and they were drinking by day. Now restores to my eyes, was once clear and once was bright. Take me out drinking tonight. Lord, won't you take me out drinking? take me out drinking tonight? Lord, won't you take me out drinking tonight? There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Another Friday on the veranda.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Hope you got that Friday feeling.
Hope you got that Friday. I haven't used that Friday feeling in quite a while.
Because we do the veranda on Saturdays.
That's
now.
why I haven't used it for quite a while. Okay.
I was thinking we could use like Saturday Spirit or something. Get into the Saturday Spirit. I don't know. Now the thing is, we're not doing a veranda tomorrow because we're playing. We got 2 gigs tomorrow. We're doing a christening. Tack! Varsågod Gary! I'm so impressed with your Swedish. Varsågod Gary! I'm so happy that you're joining in and speaking Swedish. So tomorrow we have first a christening in the church down below the hill here. and we're gonna play for a very cute baby that's getting christened tomorrow. And then we have a gig in Rörbäcksnäs. We're gonna do a pub gig tomorrow night. Så imorgon spelar vi på dop först och sen så ska vi spela i Rörbäcksnäs, en pubspelning på Longhorn. Kom jättegärna och titta om ni är i närheten av Rörbäcksnäs. Gary, maybe you could teleport yourself over to Rörbäcksnäs and the Longhorn for our gig tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you again next week. Tack så jättemycket alla för att ni har tittat ikväll. Vore jättekul om ni ville rösta på oss. Länken finns där uppe eller där nere. Please vote for us. Link is up there or down there. And share. And just have a great weekend and we'll see you next.
Have a great weekend. Be beautiful to yourself.
Ha jättebra.
Because you are beautiful.
Do you know what though?
What has she forgotten? What does she normally do here? This, of course, of course.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. I'm so glad you've been watching. Oh, I forgot
Andrew.
something.
Bless you, man.
I forgot
Right,
something, didn't I?
what did you forget here? Of course, what did you forget?
How could I forget?
How could you? How could she forget?
Possibly forget.
Who's here?
Hello.
Waiting patiently in the wings.
He's been jumping out of his harness.
He's jumped out of his... Well, okay.
And now I can't lift him.
And now she can't even lift it,
He's
the dog.
lying upside down.
Look, oh, look, oh.
Oh.
There he is.
There we go. Oh, he's heavy. He's heavy. We forgot the little dog. That needs to say bye-bye. Maria, precis, vi får ju inte missa och visa din Neo. Jag får massa pussar. Okay, Neo says hello. And so from us, Neo, John.
You're turning around the other way there.
I know, I'm trying.
That's like to move my microphone.
Okay, that's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's better, now you can see him. Från oss alla. Från Neo, John och mig. Thank you so much for tonight. And we shall see you again next week.
Thank you all. Bless
Bye
you all.
everyone.
Have a
Take
great
care.
weekend. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.